that. And I just want to play one person who I think sort of crystallized it for me. This is a woman, an anti-choice activist. The gentleman who did this interview, his name is Ashton Pittman. He's in Mississippi. He writes for the Mississippi Free Press. And he did an interview with this woman the day after the SCOTUS leak. And here's what this woman said. Take a look.
Abortion should be obsolete.
Does that include, like, ectopic pregnancies?
Everything, because he's in control.
Even if a woman would die, even if a doctor said, oh, this woman will die without an abortion?
I have to put it in his hands. He's the maker of all. So if he wants that woman to live, if he's not ready to take her home, he's going to make it happen. We are at his mercy.
This is the God that smites, not the God that loves. This is not the kind of Christianity that I guess they think this is a winning version of Christianity. This is madness. Your thoughts, Anthea?
Well, first of all, I want to kind of put a point on this because I think it's a very important point. We can't really judge what kind of Christianity. There are Christianities, I-E-S. And what that means is that there are different people who determine what they think from their reading of Scripture, what it means. Because there are many Christians out here right now who are pro-choice. And we are paying a lot of attention to the pro-life people right now. But there are people out here who believe in Jesus and all this stuff and who are pro-choice because they respect a woman's right to choose. That's first off. But secondarily, I want to pick on these scriptures that you've picked and go back to something that you really said. Let's talk about who was the surrogate in the Bible. Hagar was a surrogate for Sarah. And because of that, she got cast out. I am wondering about all the women who are going to be cast out because of these rules, because of the way that these laws that are draconian will put harm to them. How will we deal with women who are forced to have birth and forced to be pregnant when they have these babies and can't take care of them? You see, this is the problem. It's not about the Old Testament or the New Testament. It's about the fact that these people do not want to care for anyone else other than themselves. And what they care about is prosperity, their prosperity, not the nation's prosperity, not women's prosperity, not anyone else's. And so while we're sitting here talking about evangelicals, now I get to pick on you, Michael Steele. This is also about Catholics, too, because Catholics are right in the mix of this. We don't get here without Catholics first starting this drive against abortion. And about Catholics saying that back in the 1960s, during Vatican II, that they did not want to have contraception. And so we cannot talk about this as though this is just an evangelical story. This is an evangelical and a Catholic story. And it is a story of people who don't understand what's going on.
We are out of time, but I'm going to let you respond, Michael. And it's also happening in a country that is increasingly secular, because we all are believers. This country is not a country that is full of people who are Christian, Catholic or not. There are people who are also not in the church. How is it that people who are extreme right, you know, a certain niche of Christianity can impose their biblical version, their version of the Bible on 327 million people?
So just to the point that was just made, you know, the Catholic Church, you may disagree with the theology behind the pro-life position, but you cannot disagree with the work. And that's the difference, is that between the hospitals and the institutions, the Catholic charities, all the organizations that are designed and built around the idea of giving women who make that choice of life the opportunity to bring that child to term, to receive what they need. That's the rest of the story, to Joy's point, that's not being dealt with politically. And so when you look at this, you can look at it holistically, or you can look at it in individual pockets. But at the end of the day, it's about how do we, if we're going to do this, how do we continue to care for those folks once we say of them, you must do this or that?
We are not. And you know what? We are not going to do this because women are not going to be slaves of the state. Women will not allow their bodies to be state property. I don't care what y'all say. You think that people will respect this Supreme Court decision? They will not. Women will not become property of the state. Watch what happens. It's not going to go down. Anthea Butler, Michael Steele, thank you both very much.